Ebukhosini hosts interior design and deco. We also do manufacturing as well. Our manufacturing factory is just off the M2 highway in Joburg CBD. We are corner end and Middle Street.
And this location in particular, I mean, I know you've been in business since 2005. We'll get back to the, I suppose, the sweat, blood and gore of what got you to where you are. How did this location come about?
What happened when I was looking for premises, I happened to find a man who was selling his factory, complete the machines and the tools and everything. And I had to circle, as you can see, our panels, so in most of our machines are bolted down, so it wasn't easy to make a decision to move, and I had to be here. And we mostly needed the factory for production, not for clients to come in here.
You're a qualified interior decorator and designer, but then went on to the whole value chain, which is not where you find a lot of women in the tailor-made, at least, furniture production. What got you to this point?
And when I did my research, I found that in the market there was a gap for furniture manufacturing, and especially when I'm doing projects. Like before, I would outsource, and outsourcing was a nightmare. I was tired of poor workmanship, late deliveries, and all the stories that you can get when you get things from people. Then I said, how about I do it myself? And I also discovered there wasn't a lot of women who were involved into the manufacturing. And also when I outsourced, I wanted to be part of. I will always go and check how far are you. And sometimes I find that I drive, nothing has been done, or the person is not even there. And that's when I said, I cannot afford to spoil my name. Let me rather be hands-on and do it myself. This is Polani Ngwenya from the TUT, University of Tshwane. He's here to do his internship. Part of him to graduate, he needs to be in a company, an interior deco and design company, as he's studying interior deco and design for skills so that he can graduate. So he's been with us, I think it's 3 weeks now, ne? Yes. Yeah, he's been with us for 3 weeks now. I think it will be very important for him to tell us what he has learned.
So I'm here at Ebukhosini to do my internship. What I like about Ebukhosini is that we have all the machine. So this one is the one that we use mostly. So, okay, this machine has a ruler. You can put any number that you want to cut. And then this one is a blade. It's 4 millimeters thicknesses. So if maybe you have a board that is 100 millimeters, you have to take into consideration that 4 millimeters is going to waste.
How important is that for you in terms of what you put your name on has to have the highest standard of quality?
It's very, very important because people, also our name, you know, Ebukhosini Bukhosi. It's a Zulu and it's one word, which means royalty. So if you're going to deliver the opposite, and it doesn't make sense. So for me, it was very, very important to be hands-on, to see the process and to check the quality control myself.
We often only hear about the success story overnight, it would seem, but forgetting that before then, there were a lot of struggles. You are passionate about self-development, having done the Gibbs Business School training and also being nominated for various awards. And I think we spoke a couple of years back when you were at the Soweto Expo. So you've walked this journey quite a long time. And the lessons for you, what is it that people, especially women, can draw from that would inspire them to reach for their dreams?
It's manufacturing is the thing, especially if you are passionate about it. And if you do, don't be afraid. It's not easy. It's not an easy road, I'm not going to lie. But you need to be passionate, as we have mentioned before, because if the passion is not there, you can get tired along the way.
And certain things that could deter people or maybe make you despondent and want to give up is the lack of support. you basically started out of your own pocket on a shoestring budget. You know what it's like to stretch the rand beyond its ability to even stretch, you know, almost drawing tricks out of a hat. How did you manage to walk around or work around the lack of funding?
Ebukhosini was started on a very, very minimal budget, and I was once on shift on how to start a business on minimal resources. My business was started with 250 rands. I know people are like, that's not possible.
And 250 rand you started your business?
Yes.
In 2005. Even then it wasn't a lot of money.
Yeah, and before that, I was selling like home accessories, your glasses, crockery, which I still do. I remember that time I took that money, I bought for AB, and when AB paid me, I bought for A, B, C, D, E again. And so it was like a chain, that was a continuous chain. And I kept that money aside, I did not use it. And I was doing it from the boot of my car until one day, somebody came to the house to collect their things, and I had to like be more creative. I took the loft in the house and turned it into a showroom. It was like more of a mini showroom. And that's where Ebukhosini was born. Out of that decor that I did for my home, then I went and I studied, and then I graduated to an interior design and decor. And the other thing that happened, we also took deposits. When we get a client, we'll take a 70%, 50% deposit, depending whether we are our first client. If your first client is 70%, 30% on completion. And for our existing clients, 50% deposit, balance on completion. And it's also not enough. You also need to have a cash flow whereby if the project, the 50% is not enough to cover the project. So you need to inject in some of your money. So that also, like in a way, pushes us to save.
Are your clientele essentially more elite, middle class, so that you have the necessary liquidity, you have the money to pay for the production?
They are mid to high income earners, and it's for those who says, I have the money, but I don't want mass production. I want what is exclusive. Some will even come with their designs. Here's a picture, can you do this for me, you know? Or come to my house, advise me what can be done here. And we not necessarily say everything must be new. Sometimes we walk into the house and see this is still a good furniture piece. Can we revamp it for you? And then some people will opt for that. We revamp and then we do some add-ons on their existing.
Are you going after a retail market or mass production market where you could be like the other Joshua Door or any other furniture store?
We are working on our plan to do that, and it's still on the pipeline, but it's almost done, because we also found out even the very same people, especially in the small towns, they need to go to another town to go and buy furniture. So there's a research that I'm busy working on. It's almost done. I'll update you.
Okay, no, and I appreciate that you're keeping your plans close to your chest, because you also don't want to over-commit and under-deliver or even jinx it. But talk us through where you find yourself versus the competition that's already in existence, be it your high-end furniture production, be it your low-end, and where does Ebukhosini interior design and manufacturing comes in? Where do you see yourself? Where do you place yourself in that particular competitive landscape?
I can say we're somewhere in the middle. People know about us now, and our clientele is growing through word of mouth, and also us going out there marketing, doing shows, pop-up shops, you know.
And when you say, you know, pop-up shows and being visible, sometimes we have this misconception that you have to have a big marketing budget, have billboards, and buy advertising space in newspapers. How did you create that space for you where people are aware of Ebukhosini Bukhosi?
You send to your existing clients, they send to their clients, even new people that you meet. Sometimes you going around to events, you meet people, you take numbers, you tell them what to do. If they are interested, you take numbers, and then We do it on social media, like we have our Facebook page, though on that one we have not advertised much in terms of our pop-up shop because we're still collecting our followers. We've got quite a number of followers now. We're gonna start inviting through our Facebook, but other than that, it has been SMSs and WhatsApp messages to the people that we know and ask them to forward to their friends.
And what's your relationship with Mpumalanga and Mbombela? And I know your first store was established there.
I'm originally from there. I'm originally from Ermelo. So I opened the shop there, and which I closed. I find that people were not ready for our product. And we had support when we were doing shows, but I think being there, we were more like every day there, and maybe people were like, they're here, I can always come and buy. And then I decided to close the shop, but I'm working on something else in Mpumalanga, but not in Ermelo as per se. Hence I say the market research is done, and I'll keep you posted.
Going back to your home base of Ermelo in Mpumalanga and your store not working out, was that a big disappointment for you?
Obviously, but at the very same time, it wasn't like something that will break me, you know, and the situation was like the break-even point analysis. It did not make sense for me to continue and be there. So as a result, I had to cut my losses and then move on. And I think it was the best decision that I've made to close shop. And reason being, the market was not yet ready for the product or to have a shop like that.
Yeah, your key principles to success, what do you live by in motivating you to continue in business?
Believe in yourself, believe in what you do, and the love of what you do.
And so if somebody's sitting at home saying, you know, we're talking about entrepreneurship, vukuzenzele, tumamina, all of these other things that government has put aside to empower women, and then one says, but I'm not technically inclined, like I don't know, I'm not a craftsman. Where am I going to start making furniture, even if I have the creativity around it?
You know, when you're passionate about anything, you'll move mountains. You'll do whatever it takes for you to do it. But if the passion is not there, you won't even go out there and ask people. Like when I came into the furniture industry, I knew nothing about wood. I knew nothing about machines. I knew nothing about measurements as to how to measure a headboard, how to come up with a design. But out of passion, I learned. And asking people, it wasn't my own doing only, asking people and working closer with people who has experienced in the industry.
And I hear you saying passion, passion, passion. Passion goes with purpose. So I suppose if it's something that you love doing naturally, you would, you know, be intrigued about it, you'd be inquisitive about it and learn. What has this business taught you? Some of your greatest lessons?
It taught me love, it taught me perseverance, it taught me relationships are there to be respected and to nurture them as well. And also there's relationships that you need to walk away from.
Oh, those are sticky ones. So how do you work around that? Because it's confrontation and having to have that awkwardness in having to let go of or cull some certain people in your life.
You know, I'm one person, like for example, there is a project that took longer than expected because the complaints were many, but we completed the project. Until today, we still have not been paid, and we were told, we'll pay you whenever I feel like. So out of that, I made a decision, you know what? This is not a battle for me to fight. Let me just walk away and continue with my business, take my energies and put them somewhere else where I can move forward.
Yeah, and being a strong woman, it's sometimes often expected that you can handle every and anything. And being a mother as well, working mom, a single mom, or, you know, you may have the support, but do you find that, is it God trusts us too much with having the strength to continue? And what is your coping mechanism?
It's friends, you know, women like you, we We talk about being a single parent, being everything to our children, and we also look into like my life. I was raised by my dad, and both my parents divorced, and they were very loving. They supported us still to the end, and most of the times I was with my dad, and I think sometimes you will forget that I am a woman. He will teach me how to change tires, how to do this, how to wash a car. And at that time, I felt he was not being fair, but he was preparing me. And I would complain and ask him, but Daddy, why are you making me to do this? This is men's stuff. And he'll say, I'm teaching you self-sufficiency. So I think when you grow up with that, you can transfer it to your children. And you also look into your responsibility and say, you know what, here am I, I'm alone. What do I make out of this situation?
And you're very modest, and I understand that you're quite reserved and not wanting to divulge too much, not only about your plans, but just your personal story as well. What do you think that as a role model, your story would inspire others to do more, albeit that they may not have similar experiences or even the same background or somebody to support them? How would people draw inspiration from your story?
As you say, we all come from different backgrounds, and talk to people. You know, if you feel that it's too much for you to handle, share with others. They might be there to advise you, to guide you. You know, like in my family, I had so much family support from my mom's side, from my dad's side. You know, even now my dad is late. We still have people that are supporting us, though some are against us. You know, you don't focus on the negative. Focus on what is good, and then move forward.
Move forward and ensuring that you expand your business, which I think is the next phase that you're going to do. We'll follow you very closely on that, and we wish you well. Godspeed on that particular project. But for people that want to order, let's say a basic double bed for a teenager in a small apartment, and the budget might be limited to, who knows, 5,000 to 10,000 rand. Are those your clients?
Yes, they are my clients. And also what I do with clients, it's your house, remember? I don't show ideas to you. We work together. Like if I'm doing your kitchen, I come to you and I say, okay, what does your dream kitchen look like? And what is your budget? You know, sometimes people feel that when you give me a budget, you're like exposing yourself that you have money or you don't have money. It's not about that. Because when you say you need a kitchen, I come to you with a kitchen of 350,000, whereas your budget is 50,000. And then what are you going to say? I'm expensive. But when you give me the budget and say my budget is 50K, I know what to bring. And a simple thing like a window treatment, there's fabrics to as little as 50 rand, 30 rand, 100 rand. If you tell me my budget for this window, it's 2,000 rand, we'll give you a curtain for that amount. But unfortunately, some people want to pay a Toyota Conquest price, and they want you to give them a Rolls Royce. I mean, really, how do I balance the two?
Yeah. And so in your journey, I suppose it's also about education, as you're saying, creating awareness. There is this mentality that as black professionals, we have expectations of undercutting invoices, or, you know, where professionals like yourself would come in, where we would want to negotiate a price. Have you experienced that there is a level of exploitation, if you like, between clients and prospective consumers?
That is, it's a very popular thing. Certain people have a right to charge a certain price. When I say this is 5,000 rand, you go to a shop and then they say 10,000 rand. You still want to cut me under to say 3,000 rand. Then that's when I get to question, how does business work? How is your thinking? And also, where do I steal the material? I buy the material as same as those people. I've got a labor to pay. I've got rent to pay. I've got employees to pay. And when there's no balance, then it means I'm not in business. So deals like that, you just walk away.
Your message to the proponents of radical economic, socio-economic transformation those that are saying that it is time for black industrialists to arise and to thrive. What is your message to those people? In other words, those that say they support black business, be it government, be it small business development, what is your message in supporting enterprises like yourself?
I will say they must please keep up the good work, because it helps us to create employment, it helps us to grow our economy, it helps us to grow our business.
Have you had support from government at all?
Yes, I've just completed a project with FMPT SITA. I had support, and we also on our stage of finalizing our accreditation so that we can do proper skills training and development. Ebukhosini Bukhosi, it's a Zulu and Tswana word which means royalty. As you can see, some of our pieces are custom made. We customize the furniture. This is the African solid mahogany chair where we've used the hand grooves. This was hand carved and sprayed in a light mahogany. So we offer quality in different styles, different designs. It depends on what you want. Ebukhosini Bukhosi, the quality makes the difference. Quality and service actually makes the difference. You can contact us on 083 422 6968 or our email at Ntombi at ebukhosini.co.za. We also have our Facebook page, Ebukhosini Bukhosi, that you can follow us, where we can get all the details of our Twitter as well. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Women in Focus here on Afro Worldview, and thank you so much to Ntombi Gama, who invited us here to Ebukhosini Bukhosi Design, Interior and Manufacturing. It's so inspiring to see a woman, especially in a male-dominated area, making inroads and really kicking doors and creating opportunities for other young people as well. Siyabonga kakhulu. Good to have you.
Thank you guys for visiting us and profiling our story. We humbled, and thank you.
You're most welcome.